Tired of your old kitchen or bathroom? Upgrade to the home of your dreams with Manny and Courtney from CMK Construction. CMK Construction is Tampa's award-winning kitchen and bath leader for over 20 years. Right now, save $3,000 on a new kitchen and $2,000 on a new bathroom. And take advantage of our no money down and no interest financing until 2026. Imagine, design, build.
Streaming from the Tampa Bay 28 Weather Center in Studio A. This is Dennis Phillips Live Plus. Brought to you by CMK Construction, crafting Tampa's most exquisite bathrooms and kitchens.
How you doing, everybody? It is a Wednesday night edition of Dennis Phillips Live. Thanks for joining us. We've got a lot of stuff going on. For the first time in a long time, we've actually got some rain in the forecast, and it's going to come in later tonight and into first thing in the morning. Matter of fact, look, I'll show you. So look, here's the 7-day. Now the picture, yep. Thursday, 60% chance of rain. It will be in the morning. Friday, blustery, breezy, freeze watch for our northern counties, Citrus County. Saturday, sunny and 67 degrees. Super Bowl Sunday, 71 and sunny skies. I may or may not be swimming with the manatees on Sunday in Crystal River. I know the water's always 72. If the air's 72, it's probably about as warm as we're going to see it. And then next week looks absolutely gorgeous. That may very well be the first time in history of Dennis Phillips Live, which has been going on for years on end, that we actually got to the weather in the 7-day that fast. By the way, it's just some lows. You know, I don't want to, and one of the viewers just popped up here. What did she say? She said, I'm all ready. It was Maria. Maria says she's ready on Channel 17 Spectrum and Facebook. Bring it on. So, Maria, you know what you're doing. That is the way to best experience this, because I'm going to be honest. I think y'all know there are some times when I'm sitting here talking for 30 minutes, you don't know what direction I'm going to go, especially if there's not a lot of weather going on. Today, there is some weather going on the Florida State Fair tomorrow. But the entertainment value is off the charts on the chat more often than not, because y'all go in every different direction you possibly do. Most of the time, it has nothing to do with anything we're talking about. And I'm going to bring this story up again. And by the way, let's do some hellos. But we've got Mary, as always, in Lillman. We've got Annie. How you doing? We have Dave. St. Pete's in the house with Maria. Red, nice to see you, as always. Palm Harbor. Kim says hello. We've got Kathy. We've got Terry in Hernando. Michelle in Keystone Heights at the campgrounds. So today, the campgrounds were probably okay. But if you're going to be in the campgrounds overnight, it's going to rain. Red wants to know if anybody is decorating on Valentine's Day. Now, I don't do the outside decorations, but, you know, the inside stuff still is a thing. Although, I'm going to be honest, I still have some Christmas decorations up. Don't judge. Do not. Does it surprise any of you that I still have some Christmas decorations up? Because I have a difficult time letting go. And by the way, I know a lot of people were saying if it was going to be as cold as it was last weekend, and there was actually going to be some snow out there, people were considering putting their Christmas decorations back up. So I just saved the hassle and the headache, and no, I'm just going to leave them up. Because the tree is, so I've got multiple trees, and the one in the hallway is just gorgeous. and I had a tough time getting rid of it or I'd taken it down. I did. So it's still up. So Mary wants to know if I'm out of Diet Coke or out of Diet Dr. Pepper. No, I'm not. Matter of fact, my boss mentioned that today because we were talking about something and she's like, well, you know, you're always Diet Dr. Pepper. I said, no, I'm an equal opportunity diet soda drinker now. I do have Diet Coke on. It was buy two, get two. I'm a bargain shopper. So, and I think the reason it's buy two, get two is because there's still Santas on this can. So my guess is maybe they're getting older and they're giving you buy two, get two. But I don't care. I will take that deal any day I get it. So, Joel, how you doing? Steve, good to see you. Rosie wants to know how everybody's doing. Lindsay, thank you very much. All stars go to the Children's Miracle Network, as always. Valrico's in the house with Susan. So if you're watching on TV, these interactions are going on social. We cannot yet communicate with you directly through the TV, keyword yet, because my assumption is that is going to be a thing very, very soon. It's inevitable, right? But we do have some stuff going on. Maria with the joke about Allie, the I Got You Babe. North Reddington's in the house with Lindsay. Gail in Bradenton. Bobby, how are you? Peter from St. Pete. So I'm just letting y'all know, tomorrow night will be worth the price of admission watching DPL, all right? And we are going to be on the spot because you know me, I've never been shy about testing the boundaries of what our technology can do. Quite often it blows up in my face, but that's what makes the entertainment value so high at times. So tomorrow night, I will be live at the Florida State Fair, and we're always in the same spot every year over by the fire engine. And at 4:45, 5:15, 5:30, 5:45, 6, 6:15. I don't think I'm doing the 7 o'clock live there. I think Shay will be doing the 7. But at 7:30, we are going to be doing Dennis Phillips live at the fair while wandering around aimlessly on the fairgrounds. Now, before any of you get this in mind, where you're going to come and crash the party on live TV, we will have security guards that are about 7 feet 10 all around us. So, do you feel lucky? Not that I'm trying to taunt anyone to do it, but do you? Do you feel lucky? Maybe some do. I don't know. Regardless, we are going to be wandering around the fair. We're going to be live, just walking and seeing what we see. Dare I say I'm taking my job to the next level, and it might be my last night for all we know if things work out that way. But Florida State Fair tomorrow night, live walking around, looking at the food. I'd even get on a ride, but I don't think that's possible. I don't think. Now that's an interesting thought. Could we actually do DPL from one of the roller coasters? I will be honest, I have done a live shot from a giant Ferris wheel before. I did it here and I did it when I worked in Los Angeles. But I don't know. So these are things that we're going to see if we can try, because we can. So why not, right? All right, so quickly, even though we are not expected to freeze tonight, we are expected to freeze tomorrow, and there is a freeze watch in effect, not tonight, but for tomorrow night for Citrus County. Jen, how you doing? Good to see you. So we have got another snap of cold weather. Now, Kimmy says, is it a polar vortex? No. No polar vortex for us with this next go around. Now, next weekend, I don't know. We will see. We will see. All right, here's a look at radar. We definitely, Terry in Oldsmar, how you doing? Kevin says to do it from the bumper cars. That would be, you know, I think we got to give it a shot. I actually do. I think we need to give it some kind of a shot. Deep fried Twinkies, Red wants us to try. I love that stuff. So I don't know. We're going to give it a shot. One way or another, it will be worth watching tomorrow night live on the spot. Which you may or may not have heard, we are the broadcast home of the Tampa Bay Lightning on most nights. So there's a look at the radar. And there are no thunderstorms with this. This is just some rain. Matter of fact, what are the odds of a thunderstorm? Well, according to the Storm Prediction Center, that would be 0. No thunderstorms forecast across the area. Matter of fact, no thunderstorms, maybe no severe on Friday. So, I mean, maybe there's a storm, but no severe. And then it's not going out that far at this point in time. But that is where we are, all right? No thunderstorms forecast, and yet we still have some rain in the forecast. Right now, I'm getting your comments. Here we go. Break. Sandy with the break reminder. And Marilyn in Orlando, how you doing? Lake Wales in the house, Paso Grill, Seahorse Restaurant from Paso Grill. Smart, very smart. So that's kind of where we are, right? We have some rain coming in. What time does it come in? Will it be a concern for the morning commute? What about for the bus stop? All of those questions you need to know, and I will answer them in 90 seconds as Dennis Phillips Live continues. Thank you for the break reminder. That was awesome. Bud wants to know where the 540 line is. Bud wants to know, well, you know what? I will show you the 540 line. No, you know what? Bud, I'm going to show it to you now. I'm going to show it to you now just because Bud asked. All right? 540 line. Here is the latest GFS. All right? Hashtag cha-ching, if you know, you know. Boy, that's a long time. We haven't used that one in quite a while. Northport's in the house. Mary's looking for some rain. Brad says do the double Himalaya. Hell will not be freezing over. Well, it might, but even if hell does freeze over, Brad, I will not be doing the double Himalaya. All right, so there's a look at the 540 line. Wow, all the way down into the north central Gulf. Look at that. But instead of it moving, well, even on Thursday night, man, I'm going to be cold. I'm going to be cold at the fair. Here's your 540 line moving through Lake City, it looks like. We will be doing lots of food and taste testing, Jen. We absolutely will. And by the way, I'm going to say one more thing. So we will be live tomorrow night. If you stop by the fair between 5 and 6:30 where we're live, we will have taste testing going on. We will be doing some of the new food. All right, back. Welcome back to Dennis Phillips Live on a Wednesday night. In our break, we've been talking about the fair food, which we all know is not good for us, but it's hard to resist. And every year they have some kind of wacky food that's even crazier than the years before. I will tell you, I have tried the donut cheeseburger before, and as disgusting as it sounds, it is so good. One year we had a Big Mac pizza. That was also very good. They love to do a lot of stuff with pickles, and I love pickles. But sometimes the combination of the pickle, because I guess you get the sour and the sweet together with whatever, not a huge fan of it. I think it was like pickle lemonade or something. I can't remember. But whatever the hot food is, and they do a lot of stuff with flaming hot Cheetos, speaking of hot. A lot of stuff with flaming hot Cheetos. Don't get it, but they do. I digress. Tomorrow, if you want to come over, if you happen to stop by during my live shot, we will be taste testing some food live on air, as well as during DPL. So best case scenario is if you find me tomorrow night at 7:30 on DPL live, come on out, and we will be going up to the different booths live on TV and trying them out. And you know, one of the places I will be going to is Peachy's, because Peachy donuts are the size of snow tires. Huge, huge. So one of my favorite movie quotes. Do you work on commission? Why, yes, I do. Big mistake. Huge. Pretty Woman. Anyway, Peachy's donuts are the size of large snow tires. So I'm just saying, if you're going to come over tomorrow, that will be one of the stops that we will be making. Yeah, Cindy, it was a donut cheeseburger. Instead of a bun, the donuts. Now, I like fried pickles, Linda. I'm with you. But for whatever reason, I know it's not good for you, Annette. I know. Neither is Diet Dr. Pepper. Neither is a lot of stuff. But Kevin's like, your cardiologist loves it. I get it. But I just, you know what? There's lots of vices in the world, and that's going to be one of them. We will be there, Emily. We will be there. Everybody's going to be there, so come on over. All right, there's the rain. Now, Kevin or somebody just asked where the 540 line is. So even though we got that rain coming in, I do want to show you tomorrow, look at the freezing line. If you're new to the show, the 540 line is the freezing line. And if you look down in Florida, and we're right here, here is your 540 line. Right here. That's your freezing line. See how it goes up that way, zoop, going straight down, just like that. So when you look at the 540 line, this is 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Now, 7 o'clock tomorrow morning, that line is in the Gulf, but it does lift more northerly, northeasterly, as opposed to due east, so we're on the fringe of it. 7 a.m. on Friday morning, the 540 line is over the Carolinas. An Alberta clipper, as we talked about yesterday on DPL, a fast-moving frontal boundary that often originates from Alberta, Canada. But a clipper is a fast-moving sailboat, and an Alberta clipper is a fast-moving cold front. So there's a look at incredibly cold weather across the Northeast on Saturday and Sunday. Wind chills below zero. We'll kind of take a look at that in a minute. But look at us. We have high pressure setting up, and it is going to be beautiful. Now, the GFS keeps that north. So there's Wednesday, maybe a little snow in the mountains of the Carolinas. There's Thursday. There's Friday. And then on Valentine's Day, we start to see cyclogenesis, or areas of low pressure develop off the Carolina coastline. Guys, this is 9 days down the road. So obviously, it is going to be, the accuracy of this is lukewarm at best. But what's interesting is there's the GFS and there's the Euro, both of which are showing cyclogenesis, the low pressure developing. The GFS is delaying it a little bit and then moving it northeast away from the East Coast. That is Valentine's Day. The Euro is more aggressive. There is Friday before Valentine's Day. There is Valentine's Day. That is an ice storm for Atlanta. And then Saturday night, Valentine's Day night, where stungler alerts will obviously be mandatory in some way, shape, or form. How you doing, Ann? Now, they're talking about sausage and pepper on a roll for all the food tomorrow. Yep, it is going to be glorious. All right, there is the storm moving up the eastern seaboard. Now, again, guys, this is 10 days out. So the only reason we're talking about it is because it's a weather chat and that's what we do. But if the Euro is right, and I will show it to you right here, this is a big-time nor'easter on Valentine's Day weekend. And we're just joking. I mean, look, odds are it's not going to happen, even though it is the Euro. But if this were correct, big if this were correct, I'd love to get John Cooper on the show, but I think he's probably pretty busy. If this were correct, this is a massive snowstorm for the Northeast. Again. So this is Valentine's Day weekend. Again, take it with a grain of salt. It's the Euro, yes, but it's still 10 days out. The accuracy of that is negligible. So let's focus on what we have more confidence in, and that would be the rain that's coming tomorrow morning, all right? So there it is. Temperatures right now, finally, we warmed back up to where we're supposed to be. This morning, though, we still started 30 degrees, Zephyr Hills, Brooksville, Inverness, and Crystal River, 38 Lakeland, 34 Bartow. That was this morning, not tomorrow morning. Alicia, how you doing? Good to see you. Alicia, no snowstorm here. Nope, not for here. Highs today, we actually, look at that, got back up above normal. 77 today in Avon Park and Sebring, 75 in Plant City, 70 in Tampa. Right now we are 59 degrees, humidity at 67% with southerly winds. Looking out over the horizon, today we were still 3 degrees above or below average. And oh, by the way, have you noticed the normal highs are on the rise? Hey, that rhymes. The normal highs are on the rise. So we have turned the corner, at least in terms of normalcy, and the average high temperatures are going up. Valentine's Day weekend, too early to tell, Alicia. Too early to tell. All right, here's Futurecast. 8 o'clock, by 2 a.m., overnight, we will begin to see some of that rain come in, okay? 3 a.m., there it is. No thunderstorms expected. It's just some light to moderate rain. 5 a.m., so between 2 a.m. and 6 a.m., that main line of rain is going to come through. Again, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m. 7 a.m., for the morning commute, it is still going to be raining. Matt, how you doing? Good to see you. Where's your friend Robin? Oh, that's right. She doesn't watch anymore. I thought she was in a hayfield. If you know, you know. Anyway, that takes us through 7 a.m. What about the rest of the morning? And what about the cold air behind it and the very windy conditions? We'll talk about that in 90 seconds as Dennis Phillips Live continues. All right. Yeah, how about that? So thank you for the break comments. Oh, that's very kind, Alicia. It's very overstated, but thank you very much. Christina with the break reminder. Cindy with the break reminder. You guys are awesome. St. Pete is so much warmer in the mornings because the sensor is on the bay, which is significantly warmer. So I am always working. It's a true story. Alan, how much rain are we getting tomorrow in Newport Richey? Alan and Kathy. I would say 1/4 of an inch or less. You know what? That's a good question. And I did not call up that map. Let me see if I can find that map in here. Where is it? Here we go. Here's the euro. Here's the euro. So there you go. They're their overall rainfall totals. You know, we'll talk about that. We'll go over that in just a second. Okay. But thanks for reminding me on that because that's excellent. See, I need a producer. You guys are my producers. We are back in 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Dennis Phillips Live. We got some stuff to jump into now because we got a lot of weather to talk about and not a lot of time for the TV folk who we love watching on the spot, which you may have heard, the official broadcast home of the Tampa Bay Lightning, the hottest team in the NHL, no less. Yeah, so the Daytona 500 is next weekend, and that is also a little bit dicey depending on what that potential storm does. More on that later this week and next week. And oh, by the way, I am trying to get somebody from NASCAR next week on the show to talk about the 500. So anyway, there's 2 a.m. through 8 a.m. The rain is going to linger. So my friend Sean Daly is going to be live tomorrow morning at the Florida State Fair. Don't know if Sean's awake right now, but he's going to get rained on. So Sean, you are going to get rained on tomorrow morning for the opening of the Florida State Fair. However, I will be live in the afternoon, and as you notice, the rain will be over, but it will be colder. It will be windier. It will be chilly, but it will be dry. And then that drier air sticks around right on through next Friday. Next weekend, Valentine's Day weekend, as I showed you a couple of minutes ago, it's still too early to tell for sure. All right, tomorrow morning, we wake up in the upper 40s to the middle 50s. So it will not be cold tomorrow morning. It will be cold the next morning. Temperatures. Highs tomorrow in the upper 50s, lows in the 30s and 40s Friday morning. Highs in the low 60s on Friday. Saturday, upper 60s, low 70s Super Bowl Sunday, and staying in the 70s through the work week. But notice the dip next Saturday. That's because of a potential, mind you, potential. Dominique is quoting My Fair Lady. And there, see, you know, Allie wants to do a trivia. Allie, our meteorologist who extraordinaire who works lots of different shifts, she wants to do a trivia competition with me. See, she doesn't know. She doesn't know. When you're old, you've lived through so many things, you know a lot of stuff. And the fact that I still have 6 kids and still youngsters at home, I'm surrounded by young pop culture. She does. Do you think Allie would know the rain in Spain? Do you think she? Of course not. Of course not. Anyway, let's get back to it. Oh, I want to show you rainfall totals. because somebody was asking about rainfall totals, and that was a very good question. All right, here it is, right here. There are rainfall totals, and that's really through tomorrow at lunch. So some decent rain. 1/3 of an inch to 1/2 an inch of rain will fall between now and tomorrow evening. That is great. That is exactly what the doctor ordered. Well, maybe not what the doctor ordered entirely, but it certainly can't hurt, right? We need it. So there it is. All right, one more break. We'll be back. We'll talk about the temperatures, how low it will go Friday morning with a freeze watch for Citrus County, and answer more of your questions on Dennis Phillips Live. Okay, so ice in Alabama, no. That is a great movie, by the way. Did you know, however, that Audrey Hepburn did not actually sing in that movie? That was not her. That was another person dubbing over for her. Did you know that? Yeah. So, and Audrey Hepburn is like one of the most amazing, like one of my favorite old school actresses. She was so amazing in My Fair Lady. Gorgeous. I mean, and Breakfast at Tiffany, obviously, you know, a classic as well. But yeah, she did not sing that. Kathy, good night. All right, so we are in our final 2.5 minutes on TV. TV comes back in 40 seconds. I do want to talk about temperatures. So let's look at our temps as well. I'll get that all ready for the TV folk. All right, there we go. We're going to start Wednesday morning at Channel 23. Now, Sandy, you're watching on Verizon. So no. Frontier. Wait a minute, which is it? I forget. I think it's Frontier. Watching on Frontier on Channel 23. Spectrum on 17. Yeah, movie trivia is my thing. You guys know this, Scott. I'm a movie trivia fanatic, as is my entire family. 3, 2. We are back on our final segment for Dennis Phillips Live for the TV folk. And I want to jump right into temperatures. So we have a freeze watch in effect for Citrus County for Friday morning. All right, tomorrow morning will not be cold. Well, actually, this is wrong. This is not going to be this cold. The Euro's off on this. There's no way that's what. Oh, no, today is Wednesday. Duh, Euro's right. Blasphemy. What am I saying? The Euro is wrong. This was the current this morning temperatures, and that was pretty accurate. All right, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., it'll be mild, upper 40s to low 50s, all right? In the afternoon, 2 p.m., upper 40s to low 50s. The temperatures will not the temperatures will not rise tomorrow. They will stay in the upper 40s to low 50s right through the day with the winds picking up, all right? Friday morning, there are your low temperatures. Low to mid 30s. Let's see if there's any wind chills with that as well. Friday morning wind chill. Not bad. Still lower 30s. So the wind chill in the lower 30s and the air temperature in the lower 30s. So really the winds will not be a big factor on Friday morning, but it will be very cold. All right? Lows in the mid to upper 30s, low 30s Citrus, which is why there's a freeze watch in that area. Okay? Joel, I read that somewhere. I read that question. How many years did Phil Collins get stuck in Groundhog Day? It was like 127 years or something. I read some crazy theory on that. Anyway, there's a look at still chilly on Saturday morning, upper 40s, and then a big warm-up. There is the warm-up. There's Thursday, 56, Friday, 58, Saturday, 60, 64 on Sunday, 67 on Monday, and then low to mid 70s all the way through the following weekend, unless, of course, low pressure gives us some issues on Valentine's Day. Folks, thanks for watching. Watch tomorrow night, 7:30, live from the Florida State Fair. Have a great night. Okay, we are off TV. We hit it, barely, but we hit it. So there you go. Let's go back to that map because we kind of blew through that pretty fast. You know what? Linda, you're right. It is really, really challenging to know how to dress for tomorrow because temperatures are going to fall through the afternoon. All right? So let's slow it down a little bit on that for you. Temperatures falling through the day on Thursday. We only get up to about 58 to 60 on Friday. Now remember, the euro has a cold bias, so it's probably a little bit too cold on Sunday and Monday. It's going 60 on Saturday. It's going 64 on Sunday, but as you saw on my 7-day, I am actually going upper 60s to lower 70s. I will show you. I'm going actually 71 on Super Bowl Sunday. The euro is going 64. So we have quite a disparity from me to the euro on Sunday. The euro says 64, I say 71. I don't think Ryan will be able to be with me at the fair this year, and she's very sad about that because she has drama lessons. And trust me, that girl does not need any lessons on drama. Just saying. But nevertheless, she is taking drama lessons and sing voice and dance and whatnot. She loves it. Her goal is to be a Broadway actress. That's what she wants to do. You know what? More power to her. I did try to give her the realistic expectations of what to expect in such a business, in said business, but you know what? She's 11, that's what she wants to do, so hey. I think we will probably be looking at next week, the nicest forecast we will see in, I don't know, like 3 weeks. I mean, look at it. There it is. Monday, sunny and 72. Tuesday, sunny and 74. Wednesday, sunny and 75. Thursday, 74, 75 euro. Now, the Saturday and Sunday will really all hinge on what happens here. Because if the euro is right, we could see some rain on Valentine's Day and maybe a little bit of a cool down as well. But we'll just have to see. But that is it. That is it. All right, guys. Well, let's recap. Let's recap the timing of the rain again, just in case you're just tuning in. All right. Let's go back to Futurecast. Well, this is what the computers are showing right here, actually. So increasing clouds, rain developing around 3 a.m., continuing through middle morning. Sean Daly is going to get wet at the Florida State Fair. All right, let's go to hour by hour. Again, overall rainfall totals, 1/3 to 1/2 inch. That's great. If we get that, that is awesome. That would be really awesome. All right, here we go. 10 o'clock tonight, 11 o'clock tonight, 12 midnight, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8, 9, 10, tomorrow morning, 11, and then lunchtime, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3, 4, me live at the fair, clear skies, and much colder temperatures. And that is it. She does, you know what, Cindy, I'm not going to lie, I think she's got the ability. She definitely has the drive and the passion for it, but I think y'all know, I mean, we all know, hitting it in that kind of a field is just a lot of hard work, but a lot of luck too, and a lot of perseverance. And she's like, yeah, Dad, I'm going to get a job on Broadway, and I'll buy an apartment in New York, in the city, and you guys can come up and visit and everything. Like, great, awesome. Now, I dream about getting an apartment in New York if I win $1 billion lottery. Her take is, yeah, you know, I'll get a job, I'll do some plays, I'll buy a condo up there. I'm like, you know what, Ryan? Good on you. All right, guys, that is it. Have a good night tomorrow night. If you get a chance, stop on by the State Fair. We will be there. We will be live on DPL. Hopefully. Hopefully it works. And Shay Ryan will be here in case it all blows up in my